Okay, hi everybody, welcome to the live stream. I'm Roberta Freeland. I'll be teaching yoga today for the next 30 minutes. I hope you're doing okay. Just waiting to confirm that we are in fact live. If you can see me, please just type a little message. Just wanted to make sure really. But yeah, so we're going to do yoga today. If you do have a mat, please use it. If you haven't got a mat, that's fine too, because we're going to do a standing sequence. So you should be able to manage probably about 90% of the poses we will be doing. Let's see. Oh, why can't you see me? Oh, I don't know. So look. Oh, they can see me now. That's perfect. Good. I'm glad because I was starting to panic. Okay, right. So let's start again. So if you have a mat, use a mat. If you haven't got a mat, don't worry. We'll make it work. Make sure you've got some water available. What else can I say? There'll be variation for each level. So just stick to the simple one if you're new to yoga, or feel free to progress to a more advanced option if you are an experienced yogi indeed, okay? The other thing I wanted to say to you is subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel, and sign up to the notification alerts if you want to know when we are live, and use the hashtag #BannerTimeLive to share the photos of your workout if you're taking part, or if you want any message that you want to share with us. The other thing is, remember to wear your MyZone belt. Okay, it's useful to know how hard you've been working out, how much effort you put on, how many calories you burn, you know, all of this stuff is nice and fancy. If you've got one, please do put it on. I wanted to say special thanks to Banner Time for putting this together for us. Makes us feel part of our community and keep us engaged with our members at this such a difficult time. And I want to say thank you to Greg as well for my lovely outfit, which is very comfy. So without any further delay, let's get started. We're going to start by warming up the joints. So have your feet hip width apart and just rolling hip to toes. Sorry, heel to toe, that's what I meant. Forward and backward. And now we're going to warm up the knees. So just bring the knee up and push it back. Bring the knee up, push it back. So mobilizing the joint in the hips and the knees. And then switching onto the opposite side, knee up. Fantastic. We're going to move onto the hip area. You can hold onto a wall if you're not too sure about your balance. Otherwise, just go as you are. Just try, see how it feels. But we're going to draw some circles with the hips, moving the leg away. And then bring the same leg back in the opposite direction. Switching to the opposite side, moving the leg away. And then same leg, but this time we're going to bring it in. And coming back to center. Hands to the waist, taking a nice side bend, switching to the opposite side. Coming back to center, gentle torso rotation, mobilizing the spine, realigning. Always get a nice click when I do this stretch. And then coming back to center, shoulder rolls. And the opposite direction. Warming up the arms, just drawing some circles, moving down away. And same arm, but switching to the opposite direction. Switching to the opposite arm. And switching direction, same arm. Coming up onto the neck, just turning your neck left to right. And then bringing the left ear to the left shoulder, slowly moving the neck so that the right ear reaches the right shoulder. Imagine you're drawing a rainbow with your head. And then coming back to center, bringing the chin to your chest. And then inhale, moving the neck backward. And as you exhale, bringing the chin back to your chest. And keep going for a few more rounds. Coming back to center, half circles. Full circle. One more. And then changing direction. And coming back, fantastic. If you guys want to do a shake, wrist rolls. Opposite direction. Right, grab a sip of water if you need one, and then we're going to go with our first flow. So if you are using a mat, coming to the front of the mat. If you're not using a mat, just make sure you've got a little bit of space behind you because we're going to be stepping back. So you want to make sure that there isn't anything behind you to stop you, any hazard or anything like that, okay? Your feet can either be together if you're an experienced yogi, because that's a smaller base of support, just a little bit harder to balance with your feet together. If you are new to yoga, just have your feet hip width apart, okay? So choose your starting point, and then from there we're going to take a deep breath in as we lift the arms up, and then exhale down into a full forward fold. Grab hold of your opposite elbow, gently rock from side to side. And releasing hands to the floor, you're going to take a step back with the right leg. We're going to keep the right knee off the floor. We're going to come up into a high lunge. Arms up, slight back bend, gazing up. And then hinging forward, bring those hands back to the floor, taking a step back with your left leg as you come into a plank. Bring the knees to the floor if this feels too hard, or stay into a plank position, pressing down with the arms as you come to the floor, releasing the toes so feet are flat on the floor, pushing back up into your cobra. Now with cobra, you are lifting with your upper back muscles. This is where the pressure is coming from, okay? And when you come up, you don't straighten your arms. Keep a nice little bend on your elbows to protect the joints. And then from there, we're going to curl the toes again, lifting up into a down dog. If you're new to yoga, it might be easier to actually roll into your full forces first, then lift into down dog. So choose your variation. Thing with down dog, most of your body weight should be in your legs. If you're feeling too much pressure on your wrist, or you look like more you're in this position rather than a reverse V, then you need to bring your hands closer to the midline of the body so that you're redistributing your body weight and making this position a little bit more comfortable. Once you've done that, just relaxing neck and shoulders. And we're going to paddle the feet up and down, bringing motion to the back of the leg. Don't worry if your heels can't reach the floor, it's completely normal at the beginning. It's to do with how tight your hamstring, your gastrocnemius, so the back of your leg, the muscle at the back of your legs are. And then from here, we're going to take a step forward with the right leg, and we're going to come up again into a high lunge on the opposite side. Releasing down, taking a step forward. Okay, so that was the first round. With all the clues and the instruction, we are going to repeat this flow again a second time. We're going to go slightly faster, working with that breath, okay? But you know the sequence now, so hopefully it should be a little bit easier. So remember, starting point, feet together if you're an experienced yogi, hip distance apart if you're new to yoga. Taking a deep breath in as we come into our chair pose, bending the knees. Hold it there for a moment. And then hinging forward, coming into a full forward fold. Relaxing the neck and the shoulder. Taking a step back with the right leg, we're going to come again into a high lunge. Hands to the floor, taking a step back. We're going to come into plank, knees down if you need to, or press, pushing back up as you come into your cobra, and then rolling straight into our down dog, paddling the feet up and down. Again, reconnecting with the floor, make any adjustment to get this position a little bit more comfortable. Taking a step forward with the right leg, left knee off the floor, coming up into a high lunge on the opposite side. Taking a nice step forward, arms still up, coming into a chair pose. We're going to have the twist, bringing your hands together in prayer in front of your chest, left elbow to the right knee. Coming back to center, keeping that nice hands together in prayer position, and then twisting to the opposite side, so bringing the right elbow onto the left knee, gazing to the side. Hands together in prayer in front of your chest. Coming back up into standing. Give your legs a little shake, give your arms a little shake. We're going again. Similar sequence. Just getting a little bit harder each time by adding a few variations. Okay, so again, feet together slightly apart. Taking a deep breath in. Rolling down into a full forward fold. Taking a step back with the right leg. Running off the floor. Bringing your hands together in prayer in front of your chest this time. As we take a twist, bringing the right elbow onto the left knee, gazing back. Bring the hands to the floor, taking a step back with your left leg. Bring the knees if you need to, or pressing down to the floor, releasing those toes, pushing back up into your cobra, and gently rolling into our down dog. I'm going to take a step forward with the right leg this time, left knee down. Bring your hands together in prayer in front of your chest, and taking a twist again to the right this time. And releasing hands to the floor, taking a step forward, folding. We're going to clasp our hands together behind our back and try and straighten those arms as straight as they will go. Gently coming back into standing. Keep the hands away from your bottom if you can, and then gazing up. Nice little back bend. And releasing. Shake your arms, grab a little sip of water. And then we're going to move on to our next sequence. Okay, so from where we are. So before, if you are using your mat, again, you're going to be at the front of the mat this time. Sorry, that's not what I meant to say. So if you are using a mat, think about where the front of your mat is and turning to the side, so you're facing the long way this time. If you weren't using a mat, just remember whatever space you have behind you, now you want to use it to sort of stretch out and have your leg wide, so get into a leg wide position. Bring your hands to waist, flat back, halfway lift, gazing forward, nice straight back, and then gently coming down into a full forward fold. Grab hold of your elbows as we rock from side to side. And then releasing, bringing your hands to the floor, gently relax. If you've got the space, you can try and push your feet further away. The thing that you should look for the most is to have your legs straight, as straight as possible, but without hyperextending. So if you turn to the side, so my leg is straight, but they're not hyperextended. There is a little bit of a soft kneecap there. So that's what you're looking for, okay? And then folding completely. Gently moving onto your left side. Now, if you're a beginner, you might be finding yourself somewhere along here. That's fine too. Anywhere along the leg, you just want to fold and try and relax and stretch the back of the leg, which is why the leg needs to be straight, okay? If you're a bit more experienced, your hips are a little bit more open, you might find yourself further down onto the floor. But don't force it, just concentrate on stretching the back of your leg more than anything. And then we're going to make our way onto the opposite side, exactly the same. Keeping those knees soft. And then coming back to center. So from here, still having your leg wide, we're going to gently bend one of the knees, come to the side. You might not have your heel down like I do, you might have your heels off the floor, that's completely fine. Either way, you want to have that leg straight and you want to have just the heel of the foot resting on the floor, bringing your hands together in prayer in front of the chest. Again, if you're a beginner, you might find yourself a bit more sort of light here. Completely fine. You want to stretch the inside of your leg. Just go as far as your body allows and as far as you can feel the stretch. If you can feel your stretch, don't strain it, stay there, that's perfectly fine, that's your starting point. You can build up from that, okay? Then we're gonna come back into standing, into our right leg. We're gonna do the same on the opposite side, so bending that knee, coming to the side, you might just be there, stay there, that's perfectly fine. If you can go further, and then turn the leg, last minute, onto the side, perfect. All right, coming back up into standing. Stay onto the right leg, folding forward. Don't worry if you can't reach the floor. If it feels more comfortable, just hold your opposite elbow. If you can reach the floor with ease, then bring the hands down on the floor and come into your maximum. Pushing back up, flat back off, we lift, coming back into standing. Okay, so from here, we're going to turn the left foot to face forward and we're going to bend the knee. We're looking for a nice 90-degree angles with leg. We're looking for the knee to be in a straight line with your ankles, okay? The right leg is straight, left foot is facing forward, the right foot is pointing to the side. So you're looking at 90-degree angles with your feet, okay? That's where they are roughly, to just give you an idea. Your hips are square to the side, so you should be able to comfortably gaze forward, okay? And you should be turning to be able to gaze forward, okay? And then straight arms, gazing towards the left knee. Sorry, gazing on the same direction as the left knee, so gazing forward, but the forward bit is the bend knee. It's a bit difficult on the camera. It's worse than in the class in a way of left and right. It's easy to get confused. And then bringing the right arm onto the right thigh, left arm up, gazing up. Coming back into your warrior two. This position is called warrior two. Now, if you've got the space, you can try and push that feet a bit further, but you need to keep that 90-degree angle. If you're finding yourself doing this feet is too far back, you need to bring it closer. If you're finding yourself with the knee going over the angle, that feet is too close, push it back. The important thing is that you keep both your leg, your glutes, and your core engaged. You should feel that tension building up, okay? Placing the left elbow onto the left knee this time. Right arm up, your chest is open, you're gazing up towards the ceiling, keeping that knee bent. If you are an experienced yogi and you want to go a bit further, you can try and reach down onto the floor. You don't have to. If you find that by reaching to the floor, you're turning in, you're closing your chest, you need to back off and step back up, okay? Because the most important thing in this pose is to keep that chest open. So the right arm is up, the chest is open, then gauge and see how far you can go. And then from there, straightening that front knee as we make our way into a nice triangle. And then coming back up into standing arm straight. This time the knee is straight, right arm on the back thigh, left arm up, going back again a little bit more into a reverse triangle. And then coming back into standing. We're going to release and turn that left foot back in, keeping the same distance between your legs because it's likely it's going to be the same on the other side. We are going to turn the right foot out. If we do this way, you should still be able to see the camera, so it's a little bit more friendly. So turning the foot to face out and bending the right knee, okay? So again, you've got that nice 45-degree angles with your feet. My left foot is pointing forward, pointing to the side. My right foot is pointing forward. If you put them together, this is sort of what you're looking at, keeping that nice 90-degree angles with the legs, arms straight. And last minute, turning your gaze forward towards your right for our full warrior two. Remember to keep your core, your glutes and your legs engaged. You should be feeling your muscle being completely active and a little bit of a bend in your leg by this point. Placing the left arm to the left thigh, right arm up, gazing up. Coming back straight into our warrior two, still gazing forward And then bringing the right elbow to the right knee this time, left arm up. And again, if you're an experienced yogi, you want to go a bit further, feel free to reach further down onto the floor, but keeping that nice front knee bend. And then straightening that knee as we make our way into triangle. Coming back up into standing, gazing forward. And then placing the left arm onto the left tight right arm up for a reverse triangle. And coming back up, turning that foot facing. We're going to bring the feet closer together. We're going to turn the feet to the side. We're going to make our way into our yogi squat. So hands together in prayer. Nice little squat. You might be able to stay there. You might be able to go further down. Again, see what you're feeling today. I feel like I'm going to fall on the floor. Adjust the position of your feet. If you feel like you're falling, it's all about reshifting your body weight. If you're leaning forward, turn the feet, angle your feet differently so you can redistribute your body weight to eventually get a little bit lower and get a bit more of an opening on the inner thighs. And then gently coming back up into standing. And we're going to grab a sip of water. Okay, 2/3 of the class, we're not doing too bad. Okay, our next sequence is a bit of a balancing sequence. So we're going to start with a simple balance and then we're going to build our way up. We're going to do 3 balances in total. The first one of the easiest balances you ever find is a 3 pose. Again, you've got options there, depending on how experienced you are. Listen to your body and choose your option accordingly. We're going to start by turning the right foot to the side so the heel of your foot is resting onto your ankles. And bring your hands together in prayer. Now, what you're looking for is this nice opening. So turning the leg away, opening and creating space in your inner thighs. Hold it there. You can stay there if that's all you can manage today. That's perfectly fine. If you want to push yourself a bit further, bring that foot onto your calf. You don't want that foot on the knee joint or whether you want it lower. You want it to rest on the muscle. And then again, you can stay there or you can go one step forward by bringing that foot onto your upper thighs. If you're struggling with your balance, go back to either the calf or the ankle, but do not place that heel onto your knee. It's not safe. It's not good for your joint either. Okay, listen to your body. From here, we're going to spread our branches up like the branches of a tree. And then bringing them back to our chest and release. Switching to the opposite side, so turning that left foot to the side this time. Resting onto your ankles, bring your hands together in prayer in front of your chest. Then moving onto the calf. Stay there if you need to, or move into the opposite side. The important thing is whatever option you selected on one leg, you do exactly the same on the opposite side because you don't want to create any imbalance. You want both sides to sort of be at the same level or building up towards a certain level, spreading up your branches. And then bring your hands together in prayer in front of your chest again and releasing, give you like a little shake. Balance number 2, eagle pose, okay? We're going to start by keeping the left leg on the floor and wrapping the right leg around you. If you're a beginner, you might find that this is kind of where you are today, and that's perfectly fine. As long as that foot is off the floor and you're balancing on one leg, results, okay? If you're a bit more experienced, you can go a little bit deeper. Try wrapping that leg around, so right leg wrapping around the left into your maximum. It helps if you're looking at a point on the floor, concentrating on that spot, bringing all your attention into that spot, and then just try not to look at the camera, just try and listen to my voice instead, okay? From here, we're going to bring our hands together in prayer in front of our chest, and then we're going to lean forward, spread our wings as if we were a flying eagle. So the arms are straight on either side of your body. And then gently coming back up into standing. Release the right leg, give your legs a little shake. Switching to the other side, the left leg wrapping around the right. Bring your hands together in prayer, in front of your chest again. Find your point of balance. And then spreading your wings. Back and eagle, flying eagle. And gently going back up into standing. Lovely. Shake your legs. How are we doing for time? Got a little bit more. Fine. So we've got time for our third balance. Grab yourself a sip of water first. Last balance. And then his nice little stretches sitting down. So coming to the front of the mat. So again, if you're not using a mat, that point in that room where you know you've got space behind you, not to trip against anything, okay? From here, we're going to take a step back with the right leg, as if we were going back into that nice high lunge that we did before. Give a bit more space. That desk is warm, it's a bit too close. And then from here, we're going to make our way into Warrior 3. Now, Warrior 3 looks like a T shape with the body, okay? So from where you are going to straighten your arms forward. You're going to take a leap of faith, lift that right leg off the floor, and make yourself into a T position. The leg, the foot that is off the floor, should be flexed. So the toes are pointing towards the floor. So if I go back into it, toes pointing towards the floor. Concentrate on the spot on the floor to keep your balance going. And then you can stay there if you feel like this is enough for me. Or bringing the hands to the floor, folding forward, lifting that right leg as high as you'll go for a standing split. Then gently bringing that foot back to the floor, and you find yourself into a nice forward fold. Flat back halfway left, gaining forward. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So from where we are, taking a step back with the left leg this time. Coming into a nice high lunge, lifting the arm up, then bringing them forward, hinging forward, lifting that left leg. The left foot is flexed. The toes is pointing towards the floor. Nice T shape. Stay there if you feel this is enough, or bring the hands to the floor, lifting the left leg into a standing split if you want to push yourself a little bit more. Then bringing that foot back down, folding forward. And then from here, we're going to make our way into seated, okay? Straightening those legs. Taking a nice forward fold. And just relax. Now, we're going to bring the right foot onto the inner thighs, and we're going to go again. If you can't reach your feet with this, that's perfectly fine. What you want to do is flex that foot, because you want to feel the stretch on the back of your leg, and then hold in whichever part along the leg you can go. So as far as you can go without forcing it, okay? Don't worry so much about the reach of the foot. Just worry about stretching the back of your leg and just relax. We're going to come back up, we're going to do the same on the opposite side. Legs straight and fold. And gently coming back up, bringing the feet together. So I'm going to turn to this side so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to have the hands on either side of the hips, feet to the floor, window wiping, moving your legs left to right. And then back to center, crossing those legs. Going to take a nice side bend. So with the cross leg, you might find yourself like this, or you might be able to sort of bring the feet closer to you, get into a bit of a deeper position. Don't force it either way. If you do have a yoga block, do sit on it. If you find that your that your knees are higher than your hips. So at this moment, my knees are lower than my hips, so it's fine. But if they were here, I will need a block to elevate my hips so that I can prevent that from happening and go into a bit of a deeper stretch. From here, we're going to take a side bend, left hand to the floor, right arm up. You can stay there, or if you've got the space in your hips, coming down onto your forearm. And then we're going to switch to the opposite side again. Start with the palm of your hands, and then see whether you can go a bit deeper today. Some days are harder than others. And then we're going to come back into standing. I'm going to finish off with the twist. So left arm behind your back, right hand on the left knee, gazing back. And then switching to the opposite side. And coming back to center. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed your yoga class today. I'll be teaching again next week. Hopefully it'll be 5 o'clock this time. I do apologize for the delay. There was a little bit of a technical problem. Still sort of a learning curve with our first week, but hopefully we'll get it sorted for next week. So thanks for bearing with. Thanks for joining in. Do remember to share your photos if you have taken part in your workout, even if it's just a photo showing how hard you work with your belt, with your MyZone belt. Use the hashtag BandersheimLive, and do remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your Easter weekend.